Hello, good people, once again. Going vintage here. This is a nuvi 265, 3.5-inch screen. There are times when having the 3.5-inch is actually better than having a wide screen model, especially when it comes to these older guys, and I will explain why that is right now. Starting with this guy up here. This part right here, not this text bar, I'll get to that in a second, is actually larger physically and easier to read on the 3.5-inch screen compared to the 4.3-inch screen. Amazing but true. And there's another part too, which is actually better than pretty much all models after this one, is you notice how up here is it kind of stops right there. Well, what it did is it truncated the text. The actual text is all this, because this is OpenStreetMap. But up here, it will truncate it, and if I look at it this way, same deal. It actually truncates it here as well. That is actually an advantage, because if it doesn't truncate, it shrinks down the text to itty-bitty, teeny-tiny text you cannot read. But on these older 3.5-inch, you get the truncating thing going on, and you can read it, mostly. It's still small, I mean, because this is a 3.5. But the point is, yeah, you can totally read this, which is good. So, in the models I'm talking about specifically are the ones 200 series that end in 0 or 5, only for the white sticker models. And what I mean by white stickers, if you look at the bottom of this thing where the serial number is, if it is on a white sticker with black text, that's the ones I'm talking about, that being the nuvi 200, 200, 205, 250, 255, 260, 265, 270, and I think that's it. I don't know if there was a 275 or a 285, 3.5. Probably not. But just look for the white sticker ones. And what color would it be if it wasn't white? It would be gray. There's the gray sticker with the black text. I don't like those. Those are, what happens is that you see these zoom plus and minus over here. On the gray sticker ones, the plus and minus are on the left and the right, but on the white sticker ones, you get them over here. I like that better. It makes more ergonomic sense. So the white sticker ones are the better model to get. Yeah, when it comes to these vintage guys, I do have an affection for these because they do work really well. The screens are still fairly bright, even today, which is good. Whether you get one with a good battery or not, well, that's kind of a crapshoot. You may get, like this 265 battery is not good on this particular one that I have, but I also have a 260, and the battery in it is still excellent. Fortunately, battery replacements are very easy to get on eBay and Amazon, so it's, if you wanted to replace the battery in this, that you totally could. Yeah, you do have to deal with the ABCDE keyboard in this. If I do a spell, yeah, like that. You don't get the QWERTY keyboard in this. There's no way to do it, really. I'm personally okay with that. Also on this, that this field doesn't do anything. This one does. You get this information here, which is the distance remaining, your current speed, your cardinal direction, and that's it. Also has an excellent two-dimensional view. I'd argue the best two-dimensional view you could get. Let's do north up. Yeah. Track up. Just looks nice. And the arrows are usually huge. Very good. But ultimately, for regular use, it's about this and it's about this. Because you do get the truncated text in the top text bar, and this larger than on the wide models. I did try a whole bunch of different models I have to see if there is anything, and I mean anything else, that will truncate the text in this top text bar. I don't believe there is. The worst one was the 2250 3.5. Oh my god, it made this thing illegible. You couldn't even read it. It was so small, and it fuzzed it right out. Terrible. The nuvi, just talking about the 3.5-inch models for a moment. I'll get to the wide ones in a moment. The nuvi 30, which is fantastic. I love that one. The screen is still nice and bright and awesome, but it doesn't truncate text. And the arrow here is smaller. I don't like that. On the nuvi 1100 and 1260, again, it looks great here, doesn't look great over here. Doesn't truncate. I just talked about the 2250 a moment ago. Then when it comes to the 4.3s, like the 255W, which I've done videos on before, I got 2 of those. This is smaller. It does truncate up here, but in the text is a little more crisp. I'll give it that. I still like the 3.5 better. I still do. Oh, and the screen is slightly brighter on the 4.3s. It depends which one you get. The 255W in particular, although the touch response isn't as good as this, yeah, it's definitely got a clearer font, but not a larger font. So, like you'll notice here, even when looking at it, the text is slightly fuzzed, and that happens with all the 200s on the 3.5. There's really no way around that. For whatever reason, when it renders this text, it just fuzzes. Interestingly, when you look at on the map, it doesn't fuzz as much. It's only when it is light text on a dark background. Kind of weird, but okay. Well, at least you know about it. And on the, I couldn't find any 5-inch models or larger that would truncate up here. It's only on the 200s. So, for vintage model use, it's a reason. It's a reason to have one of these, or a few of them. I might actually buy a few more. Maybe even get some battery replacements, because these are still good. I actually really like these. They're slow. Oh yeah, they are slow. They're faster when you put OpenStreetMap in it, because of course I've got OpenStreetMap in this, my maps. Yeah. Which totally works on this. No problem. But given the choice between this and a same generation wide model, yeah, this has got bigger text than it truncates better. It's just better.